If you're going to be a car dealer, here's a few tips. Make your showroom big, shiny and brightly coloured, and for God's sake put it where people can find it. That's common sense, but it's all been ignored by one husband and wife car selling team hidden away in Surrey, I think.
You know, this couple that I'm trying to find, they don't half make it hard. I mean, apart from needing the skills of an Apache tracker to find the place, the car they sell is like obscure. You can't get it over here. But on top of that, if the wife doesn't like you, it doesn't matter how much money you've got.
We'll get to that last point later, but what you're looking for is the home of Derek and June Champion, where they sell this little cutie, the Figaro. It was launched by Nissan at the start of the 90s, and after a decade of red bracers, Porsche 911s and Gordon Gecko, the world was indeed ready for a Labrador puppy on wheels. Its 50s retro looks caused a sensation in Japan, but Nissan assumed us British folk were more than happy with the drop-dead gorgeous Sonny, and never sold the Figaro here. So in stepped June and Derek. June's a bit emotional about the car, so tread carefully if you visit.
Are those the cars?
Yeah. My one's a green one.
Oh, they're really ugly, aren't they? I was just joking. You're dealing in the car and we're in your house. It's lovely.
Well, people feel much more relaxed as well on it, and there's none of that high-pressured rubbish.
Did you buy the first one with the idea of it being a business, or was it more?
No, I bought the first one for June as a birthday present.
An unusual birthday present, because usually he forgets. And there was my Figaro with all the balloons and champagne.
You see, that's men.
That made up for everything.
We really are like that, all of us.
I cried for 2 hours, honestly, and I fell in love with it. And then everywhere I was going, like, people were stopping me.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I don't know, this might be quite good, really. Eric Clapton's got one that he supposedly paid 33,000 for. I wished I was the person that sold it.
That's why he's singing the blues.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning, got ripped off on the Figaro.
But there's nobody in Smallfields that I'd sell to. Mine is the only one around.
Smallfields is where we are now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, why is that, June?
Well,
why wouldn't you sell
I
from
don't
it?
want anyone else to have one around here.
What would you do if Eric Clapton moved in 5 miles down the road, if he moved into Smallfield?
Burn his house down.
Something tells me something's gonna happen tonight.
The Figaro costs just over £11,000, is based on a Micra, and comes with a 1-litre turbocharged engine which gives it pleasant rather than rip-roaring performance. And if we're being picky, the ride has got a touch of the space hoppers and the steering's hardly razor sharp. But that's just not the point.
Something tells me something's gonna happen to you. The smile on my face is the smile you will wear in a moment or two.
The point of this car is that it sweeps you back to a 1950s world of Brill cream and evening gloves. And when it was launched, the Japanese couldn't care less about suspension settings. They just went mad for it.
They actually were oversubscribed. They had 280,000 people wanted actually to buy one.
How many were they going to build?
They had a build of 20,000.
Oh, God, right, okay, I see the problem.
So they were oversubscribed, and so they had a lottery, and the first lucky 20,000 people who had a lucky ticket were able to go on and buy one. And it sort of evolved from there.
In his search for Figaros, Dell has had to penetrate the impenetrable Japanese car auctions, where each auction sells 8,000 cars a day.
You don't put your hands up like you would do in an English auction. You simply have a button. Every time you press a button, you just put another £15 approximately on the price.
So it's like bingo?
Yeah, you just press. And mostly the whole package is done in something anywhere between 5 and 10 seconds from the moment the car is shown on the screen.
You are joking. They'll flog a car in 10 seconds?
Yeah. It's a very, very slick process in as much as it's automatically shipped down to the docks, put on a boat, and then about 35 days later you're picking it up from Tilbury, Southampton or somewhere like that.
Over the years, the couple have sold dozens of Figaros, but it could have been more. You see, June has turned away about 10% of would-be customers because she simply didn't like them. If she
Bye.
doesn't think you're suitable, it won't matter how smarmy you are.
It's like one that I had the other day,
Yeah.
and she was just a miserable devil.
Miserable devil.
Devil,
Devil.
bim, and I just didn't like her. And I didn't. So she wouldn't fit the Figaro. You have to be a happy person. And then we had another one that was a bit of a middle-class snob who just wanted it to be a poser.
I want to buy one, right?
Mm.
So you'd be asking me, what kind of stuff would you be asking me?
Well, where do you live? Where are you going to keep it?
South London, so I'll probably need a good alarm.
Well, I would always suggest an alarm anyway.
Yeah, but around where I am, they'd have those tyres off in about half an hour. They'd be
Well-
on bricks in the morning.
Then I'm sorry, Andy, you're just not a figurist. And maybe I wouldn't even sell you a push bike. Sorry.
Coming up on Top Gear.